It has been 10 years since the Nox infection broke out. Unfortunately, recently I've come to detect that temperatures have been dropping immensely. My old base has become useless to me, as I can't even grow crops anymore. I realized I would have to move into Riverside, the nearest city, so that I could scavenge for food here. My only advantage is that there aren't that many zombies left. Survivors took them out over the years. Unfortunately, those survivors also took most of the food. I started off my first day by going up. I knew I would have to stay near the river to survive. If I wanted calories, I was going to need to be fishing. Thankfully for me, there was an abandoned mansion. It was relatively dirty, but over time I reckon I could fix it. This mansion was pretty much the perfect base. We had a lot of space, but it wasn't too much, so it would still be generator efficient. The second floor could provide me with a safe zone if I broke down the stairs. But I didn't feel the need to, as, for now at least, there's not enough zombies for me to be worried about it. I quickly looted just about everything I could find before dropping off anything I brought with me. For the most part, it was just some weapons, some ammo, and some food. Stepping outside, I saw there was a small shed in my garden. This could have some tools or something in it, so I decided to go check it out. There was absolutely nothing in here, but I could make use of this. After all, the more storage space, the better. Unfortunately for me, I definitely didn't have enough food to last me long. I decided to check out the nearest city area. Unfortunately, when I was there, I got a little bit of damage on my shoulder, which impacted my combat capabilities. But it wouldn't stop me from finding food. As you can see here, there was pretty much no food here, which was not good for me. If I was going to survive, I was definitely going to need a lot of canned food in case anything went wrong. While making my way around, I found a garage. It was barricaded, but then I realized the window was actually broken. Inside there was a generator. This was very lucky, but I had no idea how to use it, and I would need to find a generator magazine. For now though, I just focused on getting the generator back home. Unfortunately, I really didn't find anything before that generator. So I was just going to have to eat some broccoli and go to bed. After entering my room, I realized I wasn't quite tired yet, so I decided to do some renovation on my walls before going to sleep. While I was at it, I also decided to clean up the med bay. By nighttime, it was actually so cold that I had to do physical exercise just to stay warm. Early the next morning, I set out once again to find food. Anything I could find would be appreciated, as long as it wasn't rotten. I didn't know which zombies would be sprinters or not. I decided to focus on stealth for this run. The first house I entered had a suicide victim. While it is unfortunate for them, it's pretty good for us as they have 3 empty bottles of bleach. The bleach bottle is also the best bottle for carrying water in the entire game. While I was mainly looking for food, there were some other items that I wouldn't mind getting. Primarily gas cans and a sewing kit so I could repair my jacket. I spent most of my morning just walking around, looking for houses to loot. I didn't get much luck with food though. Eventually I found a house with a couple of cans in it, but that was really it. Not too long after, I found a crashed Humvee. This would be useless as my character has 3 traits regarding driving, which makes him absolutely awful at it. But if I ever felt like bringing it back home just to have it on display, I could probably do that. Unfortunately for me, there wasn't really anything of value in it. I continued to loot houses. I wanted to cover as much ground as possible in one day. In this sort of challenge where each day becomes colder, I really didn't have any time to spare. Eventually, we would be getting snowstorms outside and visibility would be horrible. I realized that I would have to spend most of the early days foraging before the zombie population picked back up and before the temperatures got critical. Soon enough, I was back home. I started unpacking everything I found. Eventually, I also patched up my gear. adding a little bit of extra insulation and a little bit of extra scratch resistance. At this point, I decided to just break into the weapons room. After all, these were probably going to be useful soon enough. By the time I was done cleaning it out, it was actually nighttime. Thankfully for me, there were quite a few guns and even more ammo in here. There were also some pretty heavy weapons, such as a grenade launcher. These would be useful later on, as the cold actually impacts your ability to fight. On day 3, I woke up extra early and got some reading done. When the sun came out, I decided to go over to my dock to do some fishing. I had found a fishing rod, but I had no lure, so I decided to start off by cleaning the dock. After crafting myself a spear, I decided to start fishing. I was gonna need some pretty big catches if I wanted to gain weight or even maintain weight. As much as I like how easy fishing is in Build 41, I can't wait for the new Build 42 fishing, as it will be a lot more interactive instead of just pressing a button and setting my fast forward to maximum. Thankfully for me, I had caught a pike. The pike is one of the biggest and most calorie-dense fish that you can catch in Project Zomboid. Usually, it's going to be your best option for gaining weight in the late game. Going back inside, I decided to make some much-needed repairs to my house. Mainly, building some doors where they had gotten destroyed over the years. My goal for this series was going to be to fix this house, so the earlier I started, the better. On day 3, it started to snow. This is not a good sign. This means the temperatures are still dropping, and soon enough, visibility will get worse. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have spent the entire day cleaning out rooms, especially considering the wind chill today was a lot better than actually the days before, even though it was snowing. Regardless, I decided to waste pretty much the entire day just cleaning up rooms and doing boring tasks. As you may expect, I started off the next day by doing even more cleaning. Right now I really just wanted to have my base clean so it wouldn't look horrible every day in the future. I started off by cleaning the kitchen. I decided to clean out the garage walls. This garage would probably be where I would craft my scrap armor and such and fix cars. Of course, all in the future. Right now I did not have the resources or the time to do such things. After cleaning out those walls, I decided to look around in case there were any doors missing so I could replace them, which I did. There weren't a lot of doors missing, but there were a few, and it's always better to have them patched up than to not. I also decided to make the mistake of trying to clear out the terrace. The problem being that the snow actually covers up everything, and I can't even tell what has vegetation or not. If it ever stops snowing though, I'll be able to see the results, which is pretty nice. I decided not to do the front part of the terrace as it was just too big and I really didn't want to waste any more time today than I already had. Thankfully I still had some fish from yesterday which I could eat to replenish my hunger. I also wanted to build a wooden gate to seal myself off using the surrounding mansion walls, but I didn't have the carpentry skill for it yet. I then finished cleaning out my pantry. I reckon in the future this is where I'll place some boxes to store items of all kinds. At this point I was just looking for things to do until the end of the day, so I built a mortar and pestle. I have no clue what it does, but I believe it's associated with poultices and improvised medicine. I then got to cleaning out this little workout room, whatever it may be. Due to the mods I have installed, I'll be able to use this human hamster wheel once I get the power back on. Yet for now, it's completely useless to me. I cleaned out the bathroom as it's pretty important to keep that area clean. And at this point, my base was pretty much completely cleaned out. There was only one room left, really. The destroyed gate actually had some door hinges on it for some reason. I realized I couldn't destroy it just yet, but I probably would go there later with a propane torch and take it off. I also had a car for some reason. There was a chance I could repair it with all the equipment I had in my garage. Finally, to finish things off, I decided to clean out this clothing room. I also cleaned up the outside a little bit just to get started on it.